And Marcus Ambrose brushed the wall earlier before they made that competition caution stop.
And now, Andy, he has gained 9 positions, so Ambrose is driving this car back. He goes around the 31 of Jeff Burton. Ambrose had a top 10 finish here back in June.
Oh, here they come down the front stretch. I don't know what that move right there was.
Jeff Burton just really wasn't wanting to give up that spot right at that time. I think he maybe felt like that he was faster, but maybe he slipped a little bit, and he was just trying to hold Ambrose back a little bit till he could get to turn 1 and keep that spot. But you can see now that Ambrose was faster, and he's able to pull away from Jeff Burton.
Shannon?
Well, Jeff Burton has said that he does have some fender damage from that contact with Marcos Ambrose, but that's not the only problem he has. He is not happy with this 31 car. He says he's very slow and has no rear grip. These are guys that are still optimistic about possibly making the chase, but Scott Miller, crew chief, told me they have got to start winning races. They've got to start finishing in the top 5, or else they're going to have no shot. Vince?
And talking about the 47 of Marcus Ambrose, he complaining a little bit that he doesn't have the drive off the left rear that he feels like he's needing, although the car is pretty manageable at this point. You know, this has been a good season for this team, but they're still waiting for that breakout race. Marcos wasn't totally convinced this was going to be it when I spoke with him just before he climbed in the car, but it's been pretty good so far. And remember, these guys had a good run in June. They finished 6th here.
He's got 2 top 5 finishes this year, Vince. 3rd at Infineon, 4th at Talladega, and as you mentioned, the 6th place finish here. 3 top 10s in the last 7 races, and he can't wait to get to Watkins Glen next week. Here's Denny Hamlin. He can't wait to get to victory lane for the first time in 2009. Hamlin has not won, and here's a pass for position on the racetrack. The 33 Boyer taking the 14th spot away from Dale Earnhardt Jr. What about our points leader, Tony Stewart? He is being shown in the 14 car, still back in 32nd position.
And losing another spot.
So it is a big-time struggle now for Tony Stewart, who won from the back of the field here in June. They'll have a lot of work to do in that car on the next pit stop, which is coming up when we come back. We are a 4th of the way home here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race presented by Old Spice. 50 laps in, and Denny Hamlin continues to lead. He has led the last 27 laps. Now, Sprint brings you an inside look at today's NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race on the Now Network. Our current top 3 in points. Coming in, it was, of course, Tony Stewart. 31-18, there are the numbers. And second, it was Jimmy Johnson, 81 back. And third is Jeff Gordon. And the top speed of the day is 205 miles an hour. That's how fast several cars have gone today entering turn 1, and that is flat flying, folks. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, and live race radio chat, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed. Whoa, Jimmy Johnson sliding up out of turn 2.
There's a lot of loose race cars on the track right now.
You're right, Andy. We saw the 11 come through there, and his car looked just as flat as it could be. He really has things set up right. He's got almost a 4.5-second lead now.
And this is a real loose race car. Junior has lost a ton of spots. Now, he was in 13th. He's back to 19th. And looks like they're going to make a stop here. And they probably should go ahead and make a quick stop, an early stop. It's not going to hurt them too much. They can get those fresh tires on there. And even if they do go down a lap, they'll get that wave around if the caution does come out.
Junior has reported that he feels as though he's got a tire going down. That might certainly be the cause of the fact that he's been slowing down and getting past. Says the car's really free in, loose off through the center. Really, really loose. As you see, crew chief Lance McGrew says feels like he has a tire going down. They're going to put 4 fresh tires on, but don't expect to make any chassis adjustments at this time.
Yeah, it's hard to make a chassis adjustment if you think you've got, but they are making one. You see them putting some wedge in the left rear. If you've got a tire going down or you think there's something wrong and you make an adjustment for it, it can really mess up your day. And now the caution is out. We'll see how this does work out for Junior.
So he just got lapped.
Looks like the 98 car has lost a right rear tire.
There's a 98 car, Paul Menard, bringing out caution for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, Junior did get caught a lap down sitting in the pits.
Well, here's the option that they're going to have. They're going to, if they're not in the lucky dog spot, which it's not obvious right now that he is, But you see that tire coming apart. He can stay on the track when these other guys pit and then get waved around. Here's the crew cam. Tire coming off the car, Paul Menard. You can see how it's very hot. Those guys are trying to get it over to the wall. Waiting on the jackman to come around.
That's Ryan McRae, the rear tire carrier.
Go back over here and check the damage.
Really got pretty lucky that it didn't do any body damage to speak of there.
You can see our crew cam there, guy, checking it out. Just a little damage to the quarter panel right there on the bottom. Ryan McRae. West Coast is his name. Is that what his nickname is?
His nickname is West Coast. He's from Highland, California. Longtime crew member. And Paul Menard bringing out caution for the second. Doing the tear off, getting the windshield away. The cover for the windshield.
All right, let's go ahead and roll and get caught back up. We'll come back in.
These windshields pitted a lot here with the speed that you run, a little bit of sand on the racetrack. It just really takes its toll as the day goes through.
There's that tire carcass. Out of the way. They won't have to worry about it where it is. And here come the leaders.
And we'll see if that work on pit road to help the footing for the 48 team. Remember, he had the slip, and that cost Jimmy Johnson a couple of spots trying to get off of pit road. 55 miles an hour. Let's go down to Jamie Little.
And Carl Edwards doing the strategy in his head, wanted to know where that 33 was, and he is one lap down, but Carl saying he's loose all around the track, especially in the tunnel turn. He wants one round to bite, 4 tires for the 99. Shannon?
Jamie, this will be the first chassis adjustment for the 24 of Jeff Gordon. He says it's a little free off the turn, so they are going to make a wedge adjustment, 4 tires. And you see Jimmy Johnson at the bottom of your screen. Chad Knaus asked him, which turn is the worst? He said, I'm tight in 3. They're going to try to fix that up for him. Dave?
Hamlin is still too free. He said if we tighten up turn 2, we'll be good everywhere. Sunoco Fuel finishing up 4 tires, and they make a track bar adjustment as well. He's first off.
Race off of pit road again. Denny Hamlin's bunch able by virtue of where they were pitting and some great pit work. They were the first off of pit road. Jimmy Johnson second. Tony Stewart, top of your screen, still on pit road getting work on his car.
Yeah, he was coming in about 32nd or 33rd spot right there. They're going to take some extra time and see if they can't fix this car. Right now, the most important thing is to get this car where it's not so loose.
Probably making a shock adjustment right there, Indy.
Yeah, the guy underneath the car is probably, there's a clicker on the shock, and you can turn it to change the damping there. Looks like they've done that. I'm sure they made quite a few adjustments on that stop. See, at that point, at that place right there of the race, they don't need to be making a fast stop or beating anybody out of the pits because their car's just not competitive. So they're going to try to get it a whole lot better here while they have time.
Tony was so loose he couldn't drive it. We'll see if that adjustment does make a difference.